Damn it, I'm pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. Still not used to all this yet. Oh jeez. Okay, gotta find it the hard way. Okay, this... Don't mind me. I just really fucked up. Oh well. Oops. Jeez. Alright, so we'll start again. And we'll go on... Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll go on 5, 4... Alright, so... Wednesday morning, a little bit late start. It's a nice long weekend to kind of recover on a little bit, but now we're back to the boring stuff. So, got our Barracuda here, looking pretty in all the fancy shaders, but still a little bit of work to do. All this stuff up top here is pretty much done, so we can get that out of the way. We do need to still do a bit of work on kind of the core here. The legs are done though, so let's actually just... Oh no, the legs aren't done yet. Apologies. That's lying. But let's just see here. Right, okay. Right. Okay, so first things first, let's just get rid of this side, because I don't need them yet. So I like this. This is feeling kind of bare up top though, actually. What if I do this? Do I like this? I don't know how well this will show up in a print, but I figure it's worth a shot. Yeah, sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm still kind of bad at this whole talking thing, but we'll live. So what's been going on in my neck of the woods? Honestly, not too much. Long weekend was kind of slow for me. I did work on some 3D models and I did get those kind of to a finished state. So they'll be off to the printer once I can essentially more or less afford it. Which well, in theory now I think I could, but I'm still gonna wait a little bit longer on it. Because it's going to be a big order for only like one group of things. I also, you know, I want to get this in there, and I want to get an additional design for Proxy War up in there too, but I don't think I'm going to do that, or I'll be able to do that, because it's, especially if I want to share it with you guys, it's going to be at least, you know, a few weeks. Or, well, yeah, it'll be kind of like at least another week of essentially working on it before I actually get it done. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, certainly weirder things have happened, so I won't completely like toss it as an idea, but chances are I'm gonna work too much on it, so it's not gonna really be a great showing in that sense. I mean, do I have an easy idea I can do? Let me just take a quick look into my fancy design documents for the stuff I want to work on for Proxy War, because it's important to keep yourself organized. Google Docs is kind of amazing in that sense. But for now, I'm just going to keep punching away here. Just taking little breaks to go a little bit closer to my goal. Because I believe I should have mentioned, I think I've mentioned this earlier, is that I want to do, I've definitely got some more of the big commander units I want to do, and I'd like to kind of go through that process along on the stream. Maybe this weekend, if the timing works out, that's something we can start on. Luckily, it's not a problem of having ideas or not, because I've got, how many do I have here? No, damn, okay, I just opened the same document twice. Or no, by accident, okay, never mind. So let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've got 4 ideas that are sufficiently fleshed out to start. 2 of them are maybe a little iffy, but 2 in particular are very key, are nicely fleshed out and give me all the info I need to do. In terms of units, I've actually got quite a few I could do. Especially for the mechs. I've actually only got, like, right now I've only got four solid vehicle ideas, like tanks. But for the mechs I've actually got like 7 minus, so 6, including the Barracuda I'm currently working on. But I'm not sure if I've really kind of like mentally developed those enough to start yet. Do have a few ideas for aircraft, and I do want to do gunships of some form in the long run. But with aircraft, the whole setup for aircraft is still kind of really up in the air for me right now, so I probably won't do anything for them for a little while yet. They're just kind of awkward in terms of the printing process, so I want to make sure I take the time to do that right and do it right. But, so, yeah, I think I'll go through the ideas again after the stream or sometime later in the week and have a look at those again and kind of think about them a bit more. There's definitely, I mean, like, the units, like, there are some things, like, one of the ideas I've got is actually something I've already tried to model, and I just didn't like it when I was working on it. I liked the idea of it, but the actual, like, kind of execution just didn't really pan out. Which is kind of one of those things where it's like, it's actually kind of frustrating for that to happen, but that's art. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And that's okay. Just gotta take some time away and then get back to it. But it does mean that I'm not sure if I'm kind of like ready to do that one. Oh, jeez. Ready to do that one. For games and stuff, I haven't actually played any games since the last stream. It's mostly been watching videos and stuff. And a bit more painting. I haven't moved on to any new painted units for Proxy War yet, but it's kind of slowly getting there. Just gotta keep plugging away at it. Where's the center on this? There. Is that where I want it to be? Not quite. Is that? That's better, but I can do better. Yeah, I like that. And then we're gonna have to bevel this. Oh, one thing I did do over the weekend, which is probably why I didn't do much else, is I kind of binged on the F-Zero anime featuring everyone's favorite Captain Falcon. And honestly, it was pretty dumb and pretty stupid. But at the same time, I mean, it's Captain Falcon. What do you want from me? Okay, it's not. It's actually very little about Captain Falcon, which was kind of actually the most disappointing part. But it's still Captain Falcon at some points. And so I enjoyed it. And I'm honestly not in any way ashamed about that. I actually kind of want to do, because one of the game ideas I'm working on is pretty much not really the same as F-Zero, but it's kind of like racing in space themed essentially, so it's similar at least, and it's kind of like it's essentially a cross between Demolition Derby and drag racing, but all in space. So you got a set course, you got to get to the end, there's asteroids, other players, all the kind of shit that goes wrong in a race. And I haven't done a lot of designs for it. It's something I kind of want to do, like just one day sit down, and I'll probably again do that for a stream. At this point, I'm gonna need to start streaming more if I want to get through my ideas. But sit down and just kind of do block models for like a whole bunch of like ship designs for that. I've got a few basic ones that I've developed that I've actually taken from some of my Lego builds, which is an interesting way to do it. But overall, it's still kind of like a long ways to go. So just need to plug away at that a bit. I want this to be a bit smaller, actually. See, now that looks stupid. I don't want it to look stupid. I want it to look cool. Oh, that doesn't look that bad. Anyways, so yeah, and so far what am I calling that again? Oh, jeez. Ah, yes, thrust vector. I have actually not messed around with any of that stuff for a while now because I need to do some larger scale testing, but I don't have anyone to do larger scale testing with. It's a bit of a catch-22. So it's still in the works. It's still sitting, kind of kicking around in my head, but I haven't actually kind of done anything with it yet, which is honestly in some ways even more frustrating for me than it is for anyone else. So that's on me. But yeah, it'd be nice to just sit down and just go over the designs I've got and some of the kind of design methodology I think I'm gonna go with. I mean, some of it still depends on, to some degree, on like what actually ends up getting designed, because there are still some elements that I'm not sure will stay. Like, I want it to be kind of combat racing, but like the actual combat is something I've not properly tested yet. I've done basic testing of the basic game flow and game rules, but in terms of whether or not the actual like shooting of other players and stuff works is something I'm really not sure of yet. It's also a bit of a bit of a balance concern because just the way the way the game plays means that the more a player can do, the less reliable any of their actions will be without going in like without actually going into too many details about it yet. So it's that's still kind of like on the fence. It's something that could still work or not. And honestly, like I haven't done any large scale testing. Like ideally, the game is probably played best with like 4 to 8 people, really, or more even. But I haven't been able to test with more than 2 yet. So quite insufficient in that sense, but you just gotta work with what you got sometimes, and that's kind of what I got, and it's kind of sad. But at least I'm not ignorant about it. Not ignorant about my uh, shortcomings. I kind of like this, but something's missing. Okay, let's try this. Honestly, at this point, I think I just need to stick with it because I've been reworking this quite enough, I say. Wait a minute, where's... Okay, don't really need these anymore. At least I shouldn't. Pegs are there, so yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, I guess we'll just stick with this then. One thing I want to do is fix this up. Because it did feel a bit wide before. And then I can fix this up. So yeah, so I'd like to just kind of essentially sit around and just design a whole bunch of stuff. Lots of rough block models. I do have actual models for these because I did get to the point of actually, I do have 3D prints of 3 of them, of the 3 I did. So those are pretty cool in a sense. Just haven't done anything else with them yet. Which is just kind of like where it all falls apart, but yeah, like that. I guess that means I should probably bring this out a bit more. Yeah, how does that look? Yeah, let's bring this in. So it didn't quite end up as, like overall, just looking at it now, the legs didn't end up as kind of like quote-unquote spindly as I had initially assumed they would, but I think it still kind of works. They definitely feel quite ungainly, but at the same time not ungainly, but otherwise robust. And I think that's kind of what you'd want out of something that's got to support itself and deal with a fairly large, like size-wise, it's like even just the whole turret assembly is close to at least a third, somewhere between like a third and half its overall size and volume, which is pretty big for, especially for a stock unit. Like And that's something that I've kind of developed a sense for from my time on Black Ops, because I always, well, I didn't always, but I generally tried to keep to a similar, like, quote unquote, weapon density. So if you were to, like, look at a silhouette of two different units, they would, like, a roughly equal portion of that would be weaponry, and the rest would be essentially, like, the body. So, like, even if you compare my Basilisk, my big fancy Cybran T4 ultra heavy assault bot, with its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, 5 main guns, 6 in artillery mode because the top gun splits, plus uh, plus 1 for the anti-air missiles and plus 1 more for the anti-ground missiles, and that's a lot of weaponry. But if you compare it, like if you were to make the Basilisk the same size as, like, say, the UEF T2 bot, the Mongoose, and you actually kind of, like, look at how much space the weapons take up on the model, it's actually kind of similar. Just the Basilisk has it spread out more, whereas the Mongoose is focused on the 2 arms. So this is kind of got, like, this is a nice tweak to that balance where there's more emphasis on the weapon, and it'll show. And sorry, my throat's not feeling too great today. But don't worry, I'm not getting sick, because I literally do not get sick, so my throat will be scratchy a little bit, but it won't keep me down, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because I don't miss work, ever. It's bad because I don't miss work. So, okay. Actually, let's do that. Just a little, just a touch. Just enough. So I like that. I think I'll just go and make that a flat angle. You won't really see it any other time, honestly, because it's kind of right under the turret. And that does mean that pretty much nothing can get in touch. Okay, so that's done, that's done. Let's get rid of these legs. Ugh, sorry. And we'll start fixing up this. Because right now we got 3 pieces here. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. This is not going to be a great stream, I don't think. Because I'm messing it up, it's messing me up. All the fun stuff. Okay. So let's start with the easiest one, this one. So first thing I'm going to do is actually just pull these forward. Oh, never mind, it pulls the whole thing forward. Why does it do that? No, that's why. There. Because I know where it lines up from there. So now I get a much better view. Now I want to use a Boolean, because that'd be the easy way of doing it. But I hate Booleans, so we're not. So we're going to do... So we're going to do a line down the center, and here, and gonna get rid of these, and do another one here. That should be enough cuts to get me what I need. So now this one can connect here, and here. So now I just move this one to there, that one up there, and then that's basically it. made all the main connections I need. And then the only thing I'm going to do from there is just kind of clean this up a little bit. Okay, that's it. Done cleaning. And then for here, this is actually much easier. I can just get rid of those faces. Merge these. And just start building the faces back out again. What else do I gotta talk about? I haven't done any editing yet of the older stream, so now I'm like 3 behind after the end of this one. So that's kind of embarrassing, but I'm getting to it. I should have done some over the weekend because I had a long weekend and it was kind of busy to start, but it kind of calmed down at the end, so I don't really have an excuse. I just didn't do it. But whatever, I mean, no one showed up to the stream, so no, well, not no one has, but people don't generally show up to the stream, and is that? I better double check, make sure. And I mean, like, that's fine. I mean, I just started streaming like 3 weeks ago, essentially. Actually, it's probably not even 3 weeks yet, or it's only just 3 weeks. Or maybe this is the 3rd week? Anyways. As you can tell, I'm a professional, and I know exactly what I'm talking about, but honestly, it's just like, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, obviously I'm doing this to help, you know, essentially promote myself and kind of get myself out there, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna like super stress about it because that's not exactly healthy either. So, and plus, I mean, I haven't really done much to really promote myself. Like, yeah, I've posted on my DeviantArt, and yeah, some people are following it from there, but, you know, long run, that's not going to be enough, and I know that. I just kind of want to make sure I can keep the schedule, because, you know, some days it's like, ugh, I don't want to do shit today. I just want to sit at home and not do anything, and that's, like, and honestly, that's kind of like a problem I have, where it is very easy for me to sit around and just do absolutely nothing in a day and like not get anything accomplished. And that, I mean, like, it's, I mean, as much as it's me doing it, of course, it's really frustrating at the end of the day. At the end of the day, like that, it's like, yeah, I didn't do anything, but I feel like garbage because of that. So it's just something I need to work on. But all in all, it's not so bad. Anyway, sorry, yes. I ramble way too much for this. Okay, let's mirror that. That's not the mirror. Symmetrize. Oh, whoops. That's right. There. Okay. There's actually one thing I need to do here. So I need to just match this to the bottom. Match this up. Okay. Let's see how she looks. Oh, whoops. I goofed. Just like this. Material, assign, same as that. Okay. So, recording. Okay. And we're back, and I don't know why it keeps doing this. This is now the 2nd time it's done this, which is frustrating, but I don't think there's really anything I can do about it, honestly. So where was I? Oh yeah, I'm a terrible person. So yeah, like it's sometimes really hard for me to get on to doing stuff, and yeah, I'm making 2016 the year of doing shit and getting it done. But I'm just a person, man. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna mess up, and so I just gotta make sure that I can actually keep on this. And basically, like the thing about me and art in particular is that sometimes I'm just not feeling it. Like I can go like over a month of just never touching a 3D model and being not really content, but like it's not something that comes up. So the fact that I can use the stream to, even if I'm not working on anything else, I know I've got a project for the stream. It kind of helps balance it out a little bit. So, I'm always kind of somewhat immersed in the doing, I'm always got something on the go and I'm actually working on it, which is just a big deal. So that's kind of my goal. So yeah, so I'm just making sure I can essentially do this and keep up with it. And then from there we'll move on. We'll see about adding, I mean like ideally I'd like to set up something like a Patreon, but I'm just really struggling to figure out how I can actually do that because I don't really like, I don't know, like I can do the stream and all that and that's fun, but that's, oh geez, my connection's really going all over the place and I'm dropping all kinds of frames. Okay. Oh geez, yeah. I'm like 80% drop frames. So this probably can't hear very well right now and this might end up getting cut out and when I do the editing and this is going to be a lot of work. But I think I'm going to take a break, let my internet kind of recover a little bit, and then we'll go at it from there. Oh geez, it's still dropping. Okay, yeah. So we'll just take a break. I'm actually gonna shut down the stream and probably reboot my router maybe. Do some testing on the side, and then we'll come back. Good news is the Barracuda is pretty much done, honestly. I might do some tweaking before I've got to add a base to it for the prints and set up all the stuff for the printing. But other than that, honestly, it's pretty much done, and there are some things I might like to change about it, but one thing I've learned is that you kind of have to pick a point where you're just like, okay, that's it, it's done. I'm gonna stop working on it, and then, you know, what's this? I've never seen this before. Oh, jeez. Exposure. What's this? Gamma? Yes, okay. New tools. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna stop this, take a break. Barracuda is pretty much done. I got a bit more work to do, and I'll definitely, once that's done, I'll show it in the next stream. And if fortunately, I, okay, I just gotta end this because this is getting ridiculous. I keep dropping frames. Okay, so Barracuda done. If take a break, if things go well with the connection and I can fix it, then I'll come back. We'll do some Lego stuff. Otherwise, it might just have to be a short stream today. So hopefully, man, this is actually a really terrible stream, short and just terrible. So, all right. So I'll take a break, and I'm gonna actually be shutting down the stream, and I'm gonna reset my router, and then come back, and should all be good, hopefully. All right. See you guys in a bit.